I'm just going to put this here for a moment and let that just sit there for a minute. Sorry about that. There we go. There we go. That's not bad. Oh, I'm just going to let that start up for a moment. Let a few people come in here. And I want to show you what I'm working on. Fuck, it's getting hot. It was cold for a bit. The weather will not make up its mind today. What is this, the West Coast or something? Here, let me check something while this is going on here. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Death Trap Auto was first in today, followed by Happy Dude Grows. How you doing? How you doing? Andreas, you just freaking get the best of me, I tell you. Anyway, this is what I'm working on. Andreas is sending me emails going, why aren't you streaming? I just can't take days off. But this is what I'm working on right here, my friends. I've got these bins. These are storage bins from a store. My mom gave them to me. I was using them for racks for storage in the garage there. But whoosh, that's what I did. Is I put it's hard to see, but there's some of this landscaping paper underneath the pallet, stapled to the bottom of the pallet. I'm going to do the same to this to make sure that grass and weeds don't get through. And then I put 2 of these down, and I lined it with more of this paper, this landscaping paper. It's like it's like got holes in it. Water and stuff will go right through it. But we're going to fill these with soil, and these are where we're going to put the rest of the vegetables in. I've got 6 of these racks. So here's 2 of them. We're going to put 2 more right here. And then I think in the back corner of the yard, we're going to put 2 individual ones, one there and one there. And then I think those are going to be beans to give us some trellis from the park over there. And then we're going to put, I've got like 9 or a dozen or something like that. What do you call it? Sunflowers there to put onto the thingamajigam. Sorry about that. Sorry, I had a weird fart. The channel, it didn't pop up on this, but I just got an email about it, so I see it and applaud and thank you, good sir. So these 4 right here, I'm going to do the same with putting this landscaping paper on the bottom of these so that grass doesn't grow through. But these 4 are where I'm putting my 25-gallon cannabis plants. And that's why I'm doing the beans over here, right where that one, you can see one of the red ones standing there. That's where it's going to start, over there, another one beside it, and then we're going to go sunflower, 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 probably through about here. And the sun, as you can see, is coming from that direction, so I got no worries about those sunflowers causing any blockages. It's only about avoiding that park that's in the next 2 yards over from seeing my gigantic frickin' super mountain plants that I'm going to start growing here. I don't care about my neighbors on either side. They're all cool. But people in that park that's 2 houses over there don't need to see that shit. And I'm not direct. I checked very carefully with the legalities of it. My property does not adjacent the park, and I'm within more than 200 meters or whatever it is. So I'm good, but whew, barely. Do you know about the amount of time it should take to grow outdoors? It kind of depends on the different strains and the seasons and where you live, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't entirely know. No, I'm kind of winging a lot of it, doing a lot of Googling. And anyway, I'm trying to get this filled with some of the excess soil that's in our garden. And I got some potting mixed extra and stuff. We'll fill this up here. But this is going to be lettuce and spinach and Asian greens. This is all like cold weather tolerant greens that need to go in like today or tomorrow. And then this is basically what we're going to do with the garden. I need to dig it out a little bit better and make some mounds and stuff. I haven't done that yet, but we're going to do walkways. We're going to do 2 rows of carrots, maybe 3 right here, or maybe 2 rows of carrots and some herbs down the center. And then we're going to do something similar. We're unsure of this middle one. And then this one here gets the most shade, so it's going to be most of the shade-loving herbs and stuff are going to be right here. This is our old compost bin. This is the new compost section that I've created. So I just put a little bit of yard waste in both of them just to help hold them down. But this is where I'm gonna stop putting yard waste, or sorry, veg waste in here and start putting it into the worm compost so we don't attract animals. But all the yard waste and excess goes here from now on. That's the new pile. That was last year's pile. It's pretty mulched up. I took most of the good and spread it into the garden. This was a huge compound. We took over half of it and put it into the garden. There's a bunch of big chunks that weren't totally composted that are in here now. This is where we're going to grow some pumpkins on here. Everybody tells us, hey, just grow pumpkins. Throw some seed into your freaking old compost pile and they'll go bananas. So we're going to grow some pumpkins here just for fun. Maybe we can get a jack-o'-lantern or 2 out of it for Halloween. And the final piece de resistance is right here is where Stu's house is going to get re-put. I bought a bunch of cinder blocks and we're going to dig down and even out a couple of spots, and we're going to move his house. It's a big mess. Don't mind my yard right now, but his house is right there, and his house is going to get put right here so that it's kind of out of the way, a little closer to the garden, all the poo and the pee can just, I'm going to make there's a thing that you can do that separates the pee from the poo, so I can actually compost the poo a little bit better without having so much pee in it. A little bit of pee is okay, but urine is not really good for compost. If you've got a little bit in a whole bunch, it's no big deal. But if you're relying on a lot of rabbit manure, I need to start separating it. And the easiest way to do that is to put, this is not the stuff, but you need a fine mesh grate on an angle under where the rabbit poops, in a funnel, kind of like this, like a slide for poop under where he poops, and the pee will drip straight through, and all the poops will roll down to the end of the little slide. And then you got yourself a little poop machine, and he can just pee in the dirt till the cows come home, and it'll be fine. At least near the garden anyway. It's gonna be right under this tree. He'll get some shade in the summer and some protection in the winter. I don't know if we're gonna keep him here in the winter. We might move him back against the house in the winter because, well, he's our bunny. And then I got to get my ass in gear and start fixing this thing up here. I started putting staples in it, but the staples were too short, so I had to go buy some nails, some little tack nails. But I need to repair this. There was some pretty good damage inside this thing. It was chewed on. Somebody in chat was like, it doesn't look that bad. It looked pretty freaking good to me. It's like, I tell you, man, it's really chewed up. Like half of the stuff I had to really clean it. It was in really rough shape. The bolts had all broken off. There was no more attachment for the stairs. Half of the wood chewed off from the old rabbits. The old people were obviously, I don't want to say this, but it's pretty apparent that they were kind of neglecting their pets, and they were just chewing their fucking house like crazy and pissing everywhere. Because even inside, look at that, all that piss down the wall there, man. That's pretty disgusting. I've already bleached this. Can you believe it? I've bleached it, even scrubbed it, washed it out. And it still looks like that. So, like I said, I'm going to work on it. No big deal. I just need to do some repairs, and then that's going to be Yolandi's double floor condo. Actually, it might even be bigger than Stu's, but let's go say a quick hello to Stu. Are you sitting up here? Hello, Stu. Man, we keep leaving this one doesn't lock very well, and it's been left open a couple times. Hey, buddy. Let's go pet you real quick. Hey, buddy. Yeah. So he's got a good little house in here. Look, this is his little fort that he sleeps in. It's all like baby blankets and padded walls. So he was very comfortable during the winter. And this is his little in and out door right here with a little flap. And then he's got an upper deck up here and like a ramp. And that's his poop corner. You can see it's a little gross, but it goes down into the bin underneath, and then it goes straight into the compost from there. I actually need to do some upgrades on Stu's cage as well, but I'll do that when I get a little closer to moving him here. I'd like to have him over here in the next week. If I could have him over here pretty soon, I would do that. I got cinder blocks in the back of the car right now, the back of the truck thing. But I got my work cut out with me for this, so I'm going to move the cinder blocks tomorrow. I don't want to exert myself. So yeah. Oh, there we go. A little bit of ant poison. We've got a lot of, I found like, no shit, along the wall here, I found like 4 ant hives, piles, nests, whatever you want to call them. Here we go. Hold on, let me switch it around here. There we go. I couldn't find my normal sunglasses, but do you like my big shade hat? Keeps the frickin' sun off my pasty white ass. Oh god, that's hard on the arm. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update and show you what the heck I'm doing here so that I'm not leaving you hanging and then I just show up and be like, hey, look at all this stuff I did. So yeah, as in front of me here, I've got, oh, no, same camera. Switch. There we go. I got 2 more of these that are going on to this one. So I got to put tarp underneath that, flip over, put some paper underneath it, and then put those 2 racks on there, paper it, bird it, fill them up, and then I can plant some seeds. Maybe tomorrow I'll be done this and I can actually plant. I have seeds. I have seedlings inside that are dying to come outside. So I've got a whole bunch of lettuce and spinach and assorted oriental greens that all need to come out here. So I got room to plant more because I want more. I want to grow it all. It's like Pokemon. Gotta grow it all. Oh. And here, before I go, I'll show you the other. There's one more little section here that we got growing on with the garden over here. This is sort of like the staging table. But this is some, what is this? Lavender. That's right. We got 3. We got one more pot exactly like this that we're planting all these lavenders around the property. One for each major section of the garden anyway. So this is going to be potatoes, peppers. Between these 2 is potatoes, tomatoes, peppers, and probably my Brussels sprouts, because I'm pretty sure that Brussels sprouts were the really big. I'll have to Google it one more time here for I'm sure, but I think Brussels sprouts were the really, really high sunlight wanting. These are the potato bags. I actually got to plant the potatoes. They've been cut in half, waiting, drying out. They're good to go. They're all ready sprouting. So we're going to start plunking them in here, probably even today. And then just start adding dirt on them every time they start building up with leaves. And you get potatoes, zucchini, and then it's going to be, like I said, all the rest of this is pretty much reserved for peppers and tomatoes because this gets the most sun for sure. And then we got a couple of, man, I thought these were dead. I absolutely thought these were dead. I thought they drowned over the year, but we got some really nice lush rhubarb growing on here. This is from my mom's property. She gave them to me last year. They were kind of dying. I thought they were dead. I was going to plant new stuff in them, and all these things started sprouting up a couple weeks ago. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. I was drinking some pop. Okay. Let me go here. How do I switch this thing back? There we go. We got the beard camera. There we go, folks. Well, say goodbye to the beard. I will see you guys tomorrow night on Friday Night Gardening. Thank you all for hanging out here with me in the backyard garden for a little bit, and I'll see you on the inside garden tomorrow. Have a good week. Cheers, everybody. Wash your hands and stay lit.